You're getting ready to do a kitchen remodel and you don't know where to start. Let's talk cabinets, okay? You will probably have your cabinets for the longest in your kitchen. Probably, if you stay in your home for any length of time, the next 20 years. The cabinet doors and drawers probably get used more than anything else, other than maybe a refrigerator constantly being opened. But the cabinets, in my opinion, need to be top quality. So, how do you determine that? And a lot of people, when we go to meet with them, say, "Oh, well, I've got solid wood cabinets." And I would say for probably 90% of cabinets that we see, the doors, when they're stained, the doors are always going to be solid wood. But then when you get into the guts, or let's say the box of a cabinet, it can be made of many things. And that's where you need to look at a cabinet or ask what they make their cabinet boxes out of. So that is very key, and what you need to look at, because cabinet boxes should be made out of plywood. And there's where the details come in. How thick is the plywood? What type of plywood is it made out of? Because if it's made out of furniture board or particle board, or any myriad of substrates, it is not as good as a plywood box. And then you look at the doors and the drawers. The drawers are another key component. What are the drawers made out of? If they're wood, are they dovetailed? If they're metal and they've got that more European style, great. But again, what are the drawers rated for weight as well? And do you have all the bells and whistles in your cabinets? Because that's another thing. I can't tell you how many times I've opened up our pantry drawers. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could almost use a flashlight. So now they're making them, when you open up the doors and the drawers, that they're lit inside. And we didn't have that 20 years ago. So there's lots of functionality now in cabinetry, and I think that is where you need to spend your money. That is where luxury comes into play. Cabinets can look great on the outside, but how are they built? What's on the inside? And then the finish. How is it finished? Because a lot of people will say, well, custom, it has to be made, here in my town. Well, think about this. Would you rather get a car that is finished at the paint shop down the street or in your garage, or would you rather it come with a finished paint finish from the factory? I would rather have a finished from the factory on my cabinet, because let me tell you why. It is done in conditioned spaces. It is done with the highest quality materials, and most of the time, they're going to offer you a lot better warranty, and it's going to hold up a lot longer. A lot of the cabinet manufacturers, when you're talking, again, there's that word luxury, but when you get into the better made cabinetry, a lot of them will offer 5, 10 lifetime warranties on the finish of their cabinets. That's just incredible. So that's one of the things that you need to look for in your cabinetry. Now, many know that I am not a fan of painted cabinetry. I have always loved stained cabinets. And thankfully, that's starting to come back in style, and we're seeing less and less of the white painted kitchens. And one of the woods that we're seeing a lot is either a white oak, which has little to no grain, or walnut. And let me tell you, walnut with just a clear coat is absolutely stunning. But I am definitely a stained wood person. And again, 20 years ago, we were doing woods with heavy grains in the honey oak. Um, we're not seeing that right now, but to me, that's where you start in your kitchen. And again, luxury would be buying a very well made cabinet.